This is an emergency live stream. We have DVD size hail in Texas. This is insane. We have a we did have a PDS tornado in Texas moments ago, just south of the town of Horner Lake and Matador. But we have DVD size hail falling in Horner Lake, Texas. This is the biggest hail we've seen all year. This is the biggest it gets, guys. This is 5-inch hail, and we have another supercell down here near Crosbytown that has very clear inflow. Looks like it did just get a tornado warning right here. So again, this is for Crosbytown, or areas just south of Crosbytown, Texas. We have baseball-sized hail falling, as well as very strong rotation developing. And again, that hook echo is starting to become more and more well-defined there, as that inflow starts to really clear up near Owens. So we are seeing a lot of mergers out here, which are really increasing or enhancing that tornado potential with these cells. But this is going to be an insane night of coverage, as it already has been a pretty wild day. But we do have a tornado watch in effect for, I believe, up to baseball-sized hail. We have another cell up here near Perryton, Texas, for Groover and Spearman, also producing up to baseball-sized hail. We have another one down here for large apple-sized hail south of Spearman. I mean, we have countless destructive supercells here producing very large hail. Then we have another one north here of Pampa, Texas, currently producing hail up to quarter size. Ping pong ball size hail south of Boise City. And then we do have another tornado warning here south of Alva, Oklahoma. But man, I mean, this is again going to be one of those really just active days. We have a couple severe warnings out here into Kansas that are currently producing very large hail as well, and then a couple severe warnings out here in Colorado for that cell that's producing likely quarter size hail. But again, this is 5-inch DVD size hail. I believe this is the biggest hail tag that that Radar Omega has. I mean, that's the biggest I've ever seen. I don't know if we've seen bigger than that, but again, that is DVD size hail, and this is trained weather spotters confirmed. So that means that this has been likely measured by weather spotters to be DVD size. This is some of the biggest hail I think I've ever seen. Again, on just on one of these outbreaks. But man, this is insane. All right. So above me, we do have Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney. He's currently on this storm, I believe. This did recently put down a very large wedge tornado, which was actually PDS warned. Here's that PDS warning. Again, it expires in 5 minutes. It looks like they may downgrade this warning to grapefruit size hail, which again, that's still 4.5 inches in diameter. That's just insane, though. But that is our first DVD size hail tag of the year, I think. So it looks like we have another very large merger coming into this thing, and the kind of the inflow on this storm is starting to get a little bit clogged up. So we'll see. Likely this merger, I'm thinking this is probably going to enhance the tornado threat once again, because that's what we've been seeing all day is these mergers. That's really, if you look how many mergers are just coming into these things and are really kind of nudging the hook echoes on these, if that makes sense. That's what we're going to be talking about throughout today. So again, baseball-sized hail falling south of Crosbytown, Texas here. This is south of Interstate 82. Wherever you see these purple and these blue colors, that is 72 plus dBZs. That's usually indicative of at least golf ball-sized hail. But when you start to get into the mid-70s, that's when we're talking about likely hail larger than 2 inches in diameter. And in this case, we are seeing up to baseball-sized hail. So again, big night ahead of us. But we have many storms here that are destructive, and that's where they're going to be warned for, again, baseball-sized hail in Crosby, Texas. We do have another one here for, I believe this is large apple size in Roberts, Hutchinson, Ochiltree, and Hansford, Texas. And then obviously we have another 3-inch here for Hansford, or actually I guess these are the same warnings. I don't know if those are the counties. Let's see. Yep, those are the counties. Alright, so those are the county names that we just read off there. So back up to our tornado warning here near Freedom. I believe last time I checked, this had very significant rotation. We'll check that out again So it looks like it has kind of laid off here on the last couple of scans, but I'll show you guys what I was talking about. Yeah, so that was very contaminated, but you'll see that did get very strong at one point, and it's starting to weaken out a little bit, but it still is over Freedom. So right into here is where your area of rotation would be, and again, this is going to be moving to Alva and Avard, Oklahoma, over the next couple of minutes. But up here near Perryton, Texas, is where we have a couple of supercells producing hail larger than baseballs. I mean, we're talking up to a large apple size, which again, I mean, you're picturing basically a large apple, and you're seeing hail to that size. So pretty insane stuff. But we're gonna watch what this merger does to this storm here near Matador, as it kind of continues to move up to the north, and kind of interacts with it. But it looks like rotation has luckily kind of died down a little bit, but you can see it was very strong when it was PDS-4, and this is when it was at peak intensity. It looked like it was going to go just to the south of Matador as likely a large wedge, because it was a large wedge. I know Will from Tornado TRX, he was actually on the same tornado, and he said it was violent, which I think is pretty crazy for him to say, but I mean, I just got on here, so apparently this was a strong tornado. But again, it did have that PDS warning, but they have now downgraded this to radar indicated, so it likely has lifted here. But I believe it even had a visible CC drop. I don't know if it was contamination or not. I was only able to get a glimpse of it. But right back, I don't know if it was, yeah, I think it was this scan. Look at that. That could be contamination, but again, this quite definitely could have been a CC drop. Again, I'm not sure if it was. Honestly, I doubt it, just because of how rural the landscape is, because there's just not much that the tornado was able to pick up. But again, I would not rule it out that was actually a CC drop. Keep in mind, we still have this severe thunderstorm warning here for baseball size hail, including Crosbytown and Rawls, Texas. Excuse me. We do have a tornado warning off to the south of there for the area of rotation that is currently being produced by the storm. You can see that this has really started to develop that classic supercell shape there. It's got a nice little hail spike, it looks like, trying to develop, but you can really see the kind of the curvature in that hook. And we'll kind of wait to see what rotation decides to do here, but it looks like there's a little bit of strengthening rotation that we got going on here. Again, this is going to be south of Highway 651, and this is paralleling Highway 207 here as we speak. So again, if anyone is inside of that tornado warning, make sure you're getting to shelter, because we have seen some very strong tornadoes throughout today. We did see that very weak but very photogenic rope tornado. I forgot where that was, but that was somewhere out here in North Texas in the Panhandle. But we did see that tornado earlier today, and then again that the very large wedge tornado near Matador. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up stream chat if anybody has any questions. I know this is a pretty urgent stream because obviously there is no thumbnail, so don't expect a whole lot of people to be in here. Again, I really wish that I was able to make a thumbnail for this, but I literally just checked radar and I saw we had a 5-inch hail report, and I was like, yeah, we got to get on here, so... Alright, but I'm just going to pull up stream chat just to make sure that no one, I'm not missing any questions here. Just want to make sure I know who's in here. What's up, Jesse? What's up, Airborne? Sam almost passing Davis is crazy. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, again, I figured there wasn't going to be that many people in here, so... We could make a thumbnail. I don't want to, but we're going to do it anyways, because we probably should. Alright, we're going to make this quick, guys. Again, I wish I had my phone, but my mom actually has it right now. So, I'm probably going to have to rely on just YouTube Studio for stream chat at this point, but... Alright, let me know if you guys can hear me alright. because I know the mic might actually be. Alright. Again, I don't want to go off from radar too much, but... Wow, okay, so they actually have upgraded the warning now to softball size south of Crosbytown. This is a tornado warning for the same cell here. So they are actually going to be upgrading this to softball size. So they'll likely reissue a warning here in a minute, and it likely will be for softball size hail. We do have another merger that may try to interact with this. We'll see if it does kind of line up with the cell. Yeah, so we got a merger coming in. We'll see if that does enhance the tornado threat with this, but the hail threat is certainly starting to increase. As again, that tornado warning was upgraded to softball size. The warning itself is still for baseball size, but it expires in 8 minutes. By the way, our supercell near Matador, it's very far away from the radar site. I guess it's not very far away, but it is farther away than our Crosbyton storm. And it is starting to look much more impressive with that hail core on reflectivity. So I would still, again, not be surprised if this is still producing hail up to grapefruit size. And again, we did recently just have DVD size hail near Horner Lake that was reported by train spotters. So again, that means that was likely measured by train spotters, which I just think is insane. Because that wasn't public. That was trained spotters that reported DVD size hail. Because you get the alert on your phone whenever you get a destructive, severe, or a tornado warning. I can't imagine getting the severe warning on your phone just says DVD size hail. Like, that must just freak people out. Like, I don't know how you can even, like, handle that. Like, I don't know. That's just insane to me. But again, that causes major damage to homes, roofs, cars, stuff like that. Fly in here. Oh, gosh. So again, there's that area of rotation near Freedom, Oklahoma. So. This tornado if it does touch down again, it will be rain wrapped. Because when it did lift, it became very rain wrapped, so it was hard for chasers to be able to see it. I apologize, but there's a fly in here and it's driving me crazy. I do need to go get the charger, so I'll be right back. I will say, look at the reflectivity here on our Crosbyton storm. Look at that hook echo developing. Alright, I'll be right back, chat. Alrighty, everybody, I'm back. I do have my iPad, so I will be able to read stream chat. Again, I would use my phone, but I don't have it at the moment, so. Alright. Again, still likely up to softball size hail falling south of Crosbyton, Texas. And then our storm near Matador is likely producing hail up to grapefruit size with a history of producing up to DVD size hail. Alrighty. I should probably update the stream title, considering that we do not have DVD size hail falling anymore. But alright, let's just hope that stream chat loads on here. But again, we still do have likely up to a grapefruit size hail, so 4.5 inches in diameter. Let's check out the vertically integrated liquid signature on these. Must be insane. Yeah, look at that. Holy crap. Let's look at this before. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this thing's actually just now getting much bigger. So, honestly, I would not be surprised if we saw hail in the neighborhood of 5 inches still. I mean, it really still looks very impressive to me. I don't know why, but stream chat just will not come up on here. I've never had a problem with this. I never usually do, because I don't usually use this iPad for streaming and stuff. But it just will not come up, man. Alright. Let's do SBC partners. Well, looks like this does not want to work for me, which sucks, but alright, there we go. Alrighty. Let's download that, and then we will add that to the stream title. Again, I apologize for all the technical difficulties and that we have to do that on stream, but it is what it is. So. So, Stormwatcher's weather. Yeah, DVD size hail is insane. Oh my gosh. Alright. Alright, there we go. Alright, we should be good. So they have actually issued a flash flood warning, including Rawls and Crosbytown, Texas, also including Owens. Pretty interesting, because it's only one cell that we're seeing here, but they have issued a flash flood warning for this area, as apparently between 1 and 3 inches of rain has fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible in the warned area. So you're getting hail and flash flooding. Okay, so they actually have downgraded this storm here near Matador all the way down to tennis ball size. So that is likely no longer producing grapefruit size hail. But again, that did have a history producing up to DVD size hail, which was insane. We do have a storm down here near Fort Stockton. This is south of Fort Stockton, but did just get warned here for a possible tornado. Again, strong rotation developing, currently crossing Highway 385 right into here. It's going to be moving to the south and east towards Boat Hills. So if you're in this area, make sure you are getting into your safe spot. Again, it appears that we do not have any tornadoes in progress as of right now. And it looks like we only do have we have 2 destructives. I guess that's, yeah, 1 destructive actually. As most of our hailstorms have been downgraded. Dude, what is that glitch? I don't know what that is. Hold on. I don't know what's going on in the stream, everyone. Alright, looks like everything's good. But they still definitely could have hail up to baseball size falling near to Garden and Cora, Oklahoma here. With this cell that is tornado warned. You can see very high DBZ values indicative of very large hail. So we have a destructive for 3 inches for Roberts and Ochiltree counties in Texas. Again, I don't know why I can't pronounce that. Ochiltree, is that it? Maybe. We now do have 70-mile-an-hour winds and lime-sized hail approaching Spearville, Kansas. This is north of Dodge City. Yeah, look at all those pixels there of 70 plus dBZs. That is indicative of very large hail. And again, this is one of your classic, midsummer supercells that are likely is producing very strong winds underneath that little that area of reflectivity, but also obviously that very large hail. So multi-hazard supercell currently approaching Spearville, Kansas. Alright, there we go. Now let's hope stream chat works. And so also here near Kinsley and Lewis, Kansas, is also likely producing very large hail. So those are our 2, most notable supercells in Kansas. And then I get back down here into Oklahoma. We do have this cell north of Laverne for Roston and Gate. Severe warned here. Looks like these are... Okay, it's the same supercell. It looks like it has been downgraded now to quarter-size hail. And 60 mile/hour winds there. And then obviously our tornado warning south of Alva, Oklahoma, which is likely producing hail up to baseball size with that spike in those reflectivity values there. DBZ values, likely up to 72 DBZs. The cell also has prompted the National Weather Service to issue that flash flood warning, as this is producing very heavy rain. And then we have our lime-sized hail severe warning here. This is to the west of Hardesty, east of Hardesty, Oklahoma here for Bryan's Corner and Gray, Oklahoma. This is just south of Highway 412. Very far away from the radar site. Gosh, yeah, this radar hole is really bad. Is Dodge City? There's no way Dodge City is closer. That's crazy. Alright, well, overall radar coverage is just not good with this cell. Does it still say DVD size hail? I hope not. I actually hope not. That's not the case. And we still do have this cell near Spearman, Texas, currently producing up to lime-sized hail. Aaron Jajak has been in the same area, and he's stuck to the northern kind of bunch of supercells for the last like 3 events. And we still do have this destructive here for large apple-sized hail, about to cross Highway 70. Again, it does also have the tornado possible tag, but that is a destructive supercell. So I believe that's our only destructive as of right now. But if they do end up warning or giving a severe warning to our cell south of Crosbyton, Texas, they would likely issue another destructive here for up to softball size hail, because again, that's what the warning says. So they did actually reissue that warning for Canyon Valley, Calgary, areas north of Verbena, Texas here. So if you're in this area, make sure you're getting in your safe spot. But again, significant rotation starting to develop in this area here. It will be moving south towards Highway 2008. It's a lot of highways. So, to the 4 people that just now tuned in, we do live weather coverage here. And we've done it for the past 5 days, so if you haven't already, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. I don't know about the last 5 days, but we've definitely been pretty consistent here over the past couple of days, because, I mean, North Texas has been getting absolutely slammed by severe weather over the past couple of days. I mean, it is just insane. It's day after day, the same exact areas under the gun for severe weather, and the main hazard has always been large hail. I mean, it's just insane. By the way, we have great news. We got a cyclone port in downtown Dallas. This is going to be very, very helpful. But, we do get a good view of, I believe that is an interstate, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, that is actually Interstate 45 there. So, we do have that new cyclone port in downtown Dallas, looking at Interstate 45 northbound. So that's very helpful for us there. And then we do have a new cam, I believe, in Burke Burnett, Oklahoma here. Yeah, look at that sunset, man. That's insane. So, I believe those are 2 new cams that just did get installed recently. So, very good news there. Again, any cams in the Great Plains is, it's good news. The problem is that, look, we have so many cams in the southeast, but we have practically 0 in the plains. I mean, we only have, you can count the number of cams in the Central Plains on one hand. We must have at least 20 in just Tennessee alone, which is insane. I mean, Tennessee, obviously still a state that, it's important to have cams in, because obviously, we do see big-time tornado events out there, but I mean, we definitely need more in the plains. New tornado warning here. This is going to be an extension for, Vard, Alva, areas just off to the east of Freedom, Oklahoma, for Hopeton and Fair Valley. This is for golf ball size hail and radar indicated rotation. So if you're in this area, make sure you're getting in your safe spot. So they have actually downgraded the warning again to golf ball size hail. So this is likely no longer producing hail up to baseball size. So at this point, the only destructive we have, or the only hail, that is in the range of destructive capabilities, is our large apple size hail here. Alright, I'm gonna go close the door because it's very loud upstairs, so. Sorry about that, everybody. So we now do have tennis ball size hail falling in Tahoka, Newland, and Gordon, Texas here. So again, this is one of those cases where you really need to make sure you have your car in your garage, if you have one, but that you are staying away from windows there. Preferably in a more interior room. Again, this is not a tornado warning. We're talking about very large damaging hail. I'm gonna catch up on stream chat here, so let's see. Alright, it doesn't look like we have any new messages. Again, the biggest hail we're seeing right now is likely at the softball size, south of Crosbyton, Texas. They haven't issued another warning for this, so I mean the area of rotation doesn't look too significant. So honestly, if I were them, the National Weather Service, I would issue a new severe thunderstorm warning for an area like this. That was a horrible polygon. And then I'd likely issue it for baseball size hail. Just put on the tornado possible tag. Do have a severe thunderstorm warning here south of Shreveport, Louisiana. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and nickel size hail. So it does actually look pretty significant on reflectivity there, along this little front. So along the leading edge of this little line here, I would definitely not be surprised if we had some winds up to 55, maybe even 60 miles per hour. But again, that's going to be crossing Interstate 49 here in just a minute. Doesn't look like we have any more severe warnings. Looks like most of our action is going to be focused here in the plains. So yeah. Looks like the overall hail core, strength with the storm here approaching Spearville, Kansas, is starting to decrease in intensity there. So again, still large apple-sized hail falling close to Highway 70 here in North Texas. There are literally no town names to point out. Again, a lot of people aren't going live, like Davis. I don't know if Jesse and Levi have, but the reason is because there are literally not that many people out in this entire area that we're just even talking about in general. But the chances of even people under the gun for severe weather in these areas coming into the live stream is very low. So that's why it's not the end of the world if we miss a day like this. But again, we always strive to cover as much severe weather as possible. By the way, our tornado warning here for Canyon Valley and Calgary has been upgraded to now an observed tornado. So we now do have a tornado in progress and on the ground. This was weather spotters confirmed. So damaging tornado and softball size hail. Again, this is approaching Calgary, Texas. So if you're in this area, make sure you get to shelter. because again, there's a tornado in progress. So. Looks like Freddie McKinney is in Roaring Springs, Texas. So yeah, he's on the storm that most of our chasers are on here. So he's above my face right now, and he's currently giving us a look at what we've got on the ground right out there. So, but again, we have softball size hail as well as an observed tornado currently on the ground here near Calgary, Texas. I don't know what is with me and pronouncing town names recently, but I've just struggled. Usually Texas is not hard, they're pretty simple names, but I've just been killed over the past couple of days with town names. Okay, our storm here near Kensley has been upgraded to lime size hill. Alrighty. Back up here towards tornado warning near Alva, Oklahoma. Still no tornado in progress, but I will say the inflow is starting to clear out a little bit, especially out here near Waynoka. So again, that's just always something to point out, as, you know, that could definitely enhance our tornado potential, but again, inflow winds are starting to surge into the storm, and if we do get some stronger RFD, that will cause the storm to kind of curve out here on the backside, and so that's where you kind of get this little curve from, I guess, if that makes sense. So again, that's how everything's going to be working for us. And then we got our forward flank downdraft as well. Yeah, wow, okay, so our hail core is still looking pretty strong here. Up to 76 dBZs. That's insane. Yeah, look at that. 75 and 76 dBZs with our hail core here. So, again, likely up to softball size hail falling. The higher the dBZ values, the bigger the hail usually is. So again, they may end up giving a severe thunderstorm warning for the northern part of this cell, because that is the non-tornadic part, and they will likely warn that for up to softball size hail, if they do end up pulling the trigger there. I'm gonna check here. Check chat. What's up, Storm Chaser 575? You're still here. Thank you for tuning in. Alright, let me check my Twitter account here. Just if we do have any new updates. Again, this was our cell near Freedom, Oklahoma, about an hour ago. It had very significant rotation as well as a very well-defined hook echo developing. So. Yeah, DVD size hill. It's insane. Alright, next scan here. We're getting pretty rapid scans with this, with the radar operators here, so. Pretty good. Alright, next scan here has our hail core starting to, weaken out a little bit. But again, that is just one scan, so if we look at the vertically integrated liquid, yeah, holy crap. That is insane. Look at that. That is a huge area. Again, maxing out at 79.54 kilograms per meter squared. So, big time hail likely falling. Alright, new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see, are my sounds working? Nope. This is going out for Spearman, Texas. This is going to be for quarter-size hail and 60 mile per hour winds, so if you're in this area, make sure you are getting indoors and away from windows. Alright. Rotation just really won't get too strong out here near Avard. It's really what we've been seeing over the past couple of scans. Just it really won't get going there. So we're hoping that tornado warning will be able to expire without having to be reissued again. But as of right now, the most concerning thing that we have going on right now is obviously our cell in general. Here for Calgary, Texas, which again is producing hail up to softball size as well as an observed tornado. But other than that, we really don't have a whole lot going on other than a couple considerables and then that one destructive for large apple size. That will expire in 14 minutes, so I'm thinking my game plan here is probably going to be let this tornado warning expire, which, I'm not sure if this is still on the ground or not. But if we do see that tornado warning expire and it is no longer on the ground, and then that destructive up north also expire, if both of those things happen, I think we'll be able to end off stream here. Just because, again, it's just such a rural landscape that there's not a lot of people that are gonna come into the stream here and get this feed. So. Nice outflow boundary. Sweeping there, going towards Pueblo, Colorado. Very satisfying to look at on radar there. So we'll see what this storm does as it interacts with the boundary, but it did recently just get severe warned here near Carville, Colorado. So we'll keep our eyes on it there. Could have some rotation developing near Kit Carson, Colorado. Right here, again, nothing too wild, but definitely something to monitor. But that's really all we got going on in Colorado today. Alright, a Dodge City storm, as expected, has been downgraded now all the way to ping pong ball size hail. So the hail aspect of this storm has started to really decrease there, as that continues to move off to the south. So we still definitely could have a tornado on the ground here. Near Calgary, Texas, as well as softball size hail. So this is our most concerning storm as of right now. You can see a nice little hail spike showing up here. And then your area of rotation will be right in here, and it will be crossing Highway 651 in just a moment. Yeah, Freddie McKinney actually getting some really nice lightning. We'll actually go check him out here. There's Davis.
Why can't I pull the cables? Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so he's giving us a look at what we've got going on the ground underneath this storm here near Roaring Springs. Looks like he's getting some hail, actually. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I do think I see some hail starting to bounce around out there. But he's trying to get in the notch, so he's giving us a look at what we've got going on there. Looks like a lot of scud for the most part, but definitely could have a rotating wall cloud in there. So again, he's above my head right now. Looks like we have somebody in chat here. What's up, Davis? Oh, it is? Alright. Thank you for letting me know. Alright. Alright, let's change that here. Change this to softball size. Alrighty. Again, this is what Freddie McKinney's going in stream. Possible rotating wall cloud with some nice little scud there. So yeah. Alright, they have condensed this warning here, so it is still observed, this tornado here. And also still warned for softball size hail. So pretty significant supercell we got going on there. And then this is a cell that Freddie McKinney's on, currently near Roaring Springs, Texas. Again, he's in the notch right now, trying to get a look at what could be developing underneath this thing. But as of right now, it does not appear that we have a tornado on the ground. We still do have likely up to large apple-sized hail here. I will say the overall radar presentation of this cell has started to decrease in intensity there. If we're talking, in hail perspective, so they'll likely downgrade this hail tag once they issue the new warning. So I don't really see us being live here for too much longer. Especially if this tornado warning expires there and they reissue it with a radar indicated. They did actually just reissue the warning here now for Shreveport, Houghton, Benton, and Blanchard, Louisiana, for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Yeah, look at those outflow winds, man. This is starting to look pretty impressive on radar. So again, I would not be surprised if we had 60 to 70-mile-an-hour winds in this area. Again, this is going to be approaching Shreveport, but really nice little bow echo developing there. So wherever you see that little curvature in the line, this is where we're likely seeing the strongest wind gusts, and this is going to be going up towards Interstate 20 near Houghton, and again Shreveport there, as well as Minden, over the next couple of minutes. So check back up here on chat. Want to call off their stream? Yeah, I mean, if I can, yeah, definitely though. Alright, so it looks like they have reissued the warning here for Dodge City. This is now warned for only quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, so this storm is starting to rapidly decrease in intensity. Still some small hail, some lightning, and some thunder. Maybe some localized strong to damaging winds are just certainly possible. So it's like a little gust front emerging from that storm there. Alright, news for thunderstorm warning here. This is going to be for Waynoka, Oklahoma here. This is going to be for 70-mile-an-hour winds, as well as ping-pong ball-size hail. So if you're in this area, make sure you are getting indoors and away from windows. Again, this is on the same cell that just has the tornado warning as of right now, near Avard. Still looks like definitely some significant hail ongoing there. The rotation is just not impressive at all at this point. So they'll likely let this tornado warning expire. But still definitely significant hail core. Alright, so they actually have reissued now our severe thunderstorm warning for, or they didn't reissue it, but they did issue a new severe thunderstorm warning here for Red Mud and Calgary, Texas. This is for softball-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So as expected, they warned our storm here, which does not have the tornado possible tag, so they may actually go ahead and reissue that tornado warning just to be safe here. Which again, this still does have the observe tag, but that's going to be in effect for the next hour and 3 minutes. Yeah, I don't have my phone right now, Davis. Okay, so they actually have reissued the warning here for, this is north of Miami. There's literally no town names. It's frustrating because they can't, like, call out any towns. But, they have kept the large apple-sized, hail tag, so, I mean, I think it's still worth being live for, honestly. We have 2 destructives, one for softball, one for large apple-sized hail, and, I mean, still do have a possible tornado on the ground. Which, this warning will expire here soon, so we'll see what they do. Yeah, so Freddy's gonna be on the cell here near, Roaring Springs, Texas there. So I believe this is the cell he's on right now. Yeah, it looks like rotation, starting to increase a little bit there. So we'll see what this thing does over the next couple scans. Probably not going to reissue the tornado warning, honestly, as the cell has lost inflow notch. Almost no impressive velocity presence, yeah. If you want to call now, and just help me out with the stream, we can totally do that through Discord. Alright, yeah, so the warning is now expired here. I really doubted that we still had a tornado on the ground, so I mean, they've got a lot on their hands, as well as a shortage of NWS employees. So all of that just kind of comes together to really, you know, not help the situation. So, they're just gonna let that one expire there. I do think we may get a new severe thunderstorm warning here for post-Texas here in a minute, as we have a new cell that is starting to show signs of strengthening. So, we'll see if they do end up warning that here in a minute. Back to our storm here. Warning for 3-inch hail. Again, this is just to the west of Canadian Oklahoma. Very large hail, likely ongoing there, likely falling. So we do have a special marine warning here near Galveston and Texas City. Got this little line of showers and storms moving through this area here. Can't really see much on the Dickinson, Texas cam. Yeah, still a big time hail core developing. Let's go tell these storms are. Oh, wow. Okay, so the scale actually goes up to 70,000 feet. I didn't even realize that. So according to radar, these are up to 57,000 feet. Wow. Insane. Again, you can still see a little bit of inflow on our farm here, warned for softball size hail. But it's definitely not anything significant here. So we really need RFD to start to pick up for this to go tornadic again. As of right now, this is not looking too concerning at the moment. I forgot you can do the smoothing on reflectivity. I don't know if I like that. Chad, do you guys like that? Yeah, I don't really like that because you can't even like really look at all the detail in these storms. So, oh, velocities. That's base velocity. What else can you mess with? Let's see how that looks. I actually like that, not gonna lie. We're gonna keep that, actually. Wow, okay, so they did actually reissue the tornado warning. It is now an observed tornado. So we do actually have a tornado on the ground approaching Verbena, Texas here, as well as softball-sized hail. That is actually not expected. But confirmed tornado is located 6 miles southwest of Calgary or 12 miles southwest of White River Lake, moving southeast at 10 miles per hour. That's very slow. Weather spotters confirmed tornado. So, we do still have a tornado on the ground here. Like I said, the inflow is, still there. So, if RFD picks up, then we could have a little bit more of a more dangerous situation. What's up, Pete Walton? Yeah, so this is the storm Freddy's on here near Roaring Springs, Texas. Looks like he's lost signal, actually. Wait, nope. We're still on. Again, no tornado in progress, but that's what it looks like on underneath that storm there. So tornado warning expires in 6 minutes. Wow, yeah. Okay, so reflectivity is starting to look a little bit more impressive here. Again, for our tornado near Verbena. Their area of rotation is actually right over here. I mean, it doesn't look too impressive, but it is there. So, again, tornado in progress. Currently crossing Highway 651 as we speak. Wow. Still a flash flood warning in effect for this area, as there are some more cells on the backside moving into the Crosbyton area near Owens. It is observed, so we do have flash flooding ongoing. We did also get a flash flood warning here for Matador and Roaring Springs, Texas. Now, 14 severe warnings and 2 tornado warnings. No way. Is stream chat gonna work? I have no idea. This will not come up. Again, if you're just tuning, we are covering our major severe weather and tornado outbreak across the Texas Panhandle into Oklahoma and Kansas here. We currently have softball-sized hail as well as an ongoing tornado near Calgary and Red Mud, Texas. This is going to be in west central Kent, northeastern Garza, and south central Crosby County in Texas. So if you're in any of these areas, make sure you are getting indoors and away from windows in your safe spot. An interior room, a bathroom, a closet, or a basement, a storm shelter. Any location like that works. But if you're in a mobile home, you need to get out. Because this tornado will be able to completely destroy mobile homes. Yeah, mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. A damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles is likely. There really isn't much at this point. I mean, we do have a softball-sized hailstorm right now, as well as another large apple-sized storm. So, I mean, I'm gonna stay live, probably until this tornado warning expires. I do think, though, that we will be able to end off here shortly. Alright, so they did just reissue the warning here for Roaring Springs, Texas. This is including Glen, Afton, and East Afton, as well as Elton, Texas here. So if you're in this area, make sure you are getting indoors and away from windows in an interior room. Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney just above my head. He's currently showing us what's going on underneath this storm here. So you can see a lot of lightning activity on his feed there. So okay, we'll check back here. Looks like this will actually go through a cell merger, with that cell coming up through Post, Texas. So we'll actually be able to see what this we'll see what the cell is, what the cell does as it interacts with that cell merger. We'll see if it does increase the tornado just potential with this. Obviously, you do have a tornado in progress, according to I believe weather spotters here. Yeah, this is weather spotters confirmed, so we'll see. Again, I would not be surprised if we had hail again. I mean, this is one for softball size, so very large hail into here wherever you see the greens and the blues. But your area of rotation is again crossing Highway 651 as we speak, and then the northern side of that of the supercell here is producing hail up to softball size, with DBZ values as high as 70 measured here. We've been live here for an hour and 21 minutes, so the reason I'm saying live again is because we have softball size hail as well as a tornado on the ground in Texas. So. But yeah, inflow's really starting to clear out on this thing. But we'll see what that merger does as it interacts with the storm. Alright, they just updated the warning. Still, tornado in progress there. Rotation is starting to pick up here south of Roaring Springs. So this is the storm Freddie McKinney is on. We'll keep watching it here as it continues to move south. But again, this is your velocity couplet just now starting to pick up in intensity. And I would not be surprised if we did have wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour here along the kind of leading edge of this line. This Bow Echo approaching Houghton, Doyline, Dixie Inn, Minden, and Sibley, Louisiana. So yeah, this is a pocket of pretty strong outflow winds as well as some pretty heavy downpours. So that is severe warned. So if you're in that area, make sure you are getting indoors and away from windows. Because trees down, power outages, I would say are going to be a possibility with that. Yeah, wow, okay, so look at the cell here near South Spur. This is the cell that has the tornado on the ground. Look how much that inflow is clearing out, guys. Look at all that. That was probably the worst arrow I think I've ever drew. But we'll see what it does as it interacts with the cell merger there. We'll see that here in just a minute. What's up, Mr. Twister? You don't have your phone right now either. It's dead. people and outdoors will be severely injured. Expect shattered windows, extensive damage to roofs, sidings, and vehicles from this large hail. Alright, we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is including Rawls and Crosbytown, Texas. Also including Savage and Owens. This is for quarter-sized hail at 60-mile-per-hour winds. Again, this is an area that did recently just get impacted by a cell that is currently producing a tornado here near Verbena, Texas. We do have a flash flood warning in effect. So if you're in any of these areas, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows, but also staying off those roadways, because again, flash flooding is ongoing there. Turn around, don't drown. Gauge here is up to about 88 miles per hour here, which again isn't too significant, but it is starting to ramp up near Glen, Texas, which is the cell that Freddie McKinney is on as of right now. So this area rotation is pretty much stationary. Again, it has the area of rotation, which the severe thunderstorm does have a history of producing tornadoes. Yeah, and it's nearly stationary. So, this was moving at 10 miles per hour, but they have put this to stationary. So, that's insane. But this thing is very slow moving. Yeah, this is 50 scans. This thing is stationary. Look at that. It just will not move. It would be a chaser's dream if it was during the day, but it's obviously dark out now, so it's hard to see. We now do have half-dollar-size hail falling near Crosbytown. I don't know why I keep saying Crosbytown, because that's what it should be, but it's spelled Crosbyton. I don't know why, but alright, this tornado warning expires in the next 5 minutes. So we'll see if they reissue it. But apparently this has been on the ground for the last couple of minutes here. I mean, we're talking the last 30-45 minutes. So a lot of these cells are very slow moving here. But this is about to go through a cell merger there, so we'll see what happens with that. But again, velocities just don't look impressive. Alright, well, you can actually start to see a little bit of stronger rotation developing, but it's still very broad. This could be it here. Near, again, south of Verbena. We have 53 against 44. So, near 100 mile per hour gauge here. We did just get another tornado warning. So this is no longer a tornado in progress. They still do have the softball size hail tag. It's for the same exact area. So this is moving southeast at 15 miles per hour. So I mean, this is not going to get out of the warning area too soon. So probably the right move to issue a warning for that area. So velocities and just rotation on both storms with tornado warnings is increasing here. Is strengthening. Again, our roaring spring storm is currently stationary, so this is just sitting on top of Glen right now. So if you're in Glen and Afton, stay in your safe spot. Looks like we have some new people in chat here, so. Reportedly large tornado approaching Miami, Texas. Yeah, it's Crosbyton. What's up, Lucy? But again, your possible tornado, actually now it's lifted, but your area of rotation is located right around here. Again, this is going to be moving off to the southeast. This is just a couple miles to the east of Verbena, Texas. They said we have a large tornado near Miami, Texas. Let's see. So, oh wow, okay, I didn't even see that. We have an observed tornado here, approaching Miami, Texas. That's crazy. But according to Davis, this is reported to be a large tornado. So if you're in this area, make sure you are getting into your safe spot. That's going to be crossing Highway 283 here in just a minute. That's with our storm that's currently producing a large apple-sized hail. So. Good thing we stay alive. We now have 67 against 44, so around 100 mile per hour gauge here. Let's see. Is this... This is broadcast media, confirmed tornado. Again, significant area of rotation, moving towards Miami, Texas. But if you haven't already, make sure you guys like up the stream, hit that subscribe button. Last time I checked, we were at 1,212 subscribers. But I will check again. Alright, we did not gain any. That's alright though. Go back to the storm Freddy was on here. Yeah, it looks like he's getting pounded here by heavy rain. He's right in the core, actually. So he could definitely be getting some hail. Let's actually listen.
Oh, yeah. Dang. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, looks like he's mostly just getting some heavy rain. Maybe some small hail mixed in there. We now at 60 against 60, so I mean this is very broad. I don't know if you would consider this to be the exact gauge shear, but if this is correct, we have about 120 miles per hour gauge shear. But still softball size hail falling. Have we not gotten any new reports? I just feel like this is insane. Alright, I'm turning on tornado reports. Alright, that's your report. Brief touchdown occurred. Alright, so yeah, this was not a large tornado. This is the tornado near Miami. Several reports of tornado on the ground east of Highway 70. Which should be, let's see. Yeah, this is Highway 70 right here. Again, significant area of rotation developing. Still some significant rotation trying to get going here near Verbena, Texas, but it appears that we no longer have a tornado on the ground. So we'll watch it. Gosh, we've been live for long. It feels like we've been live for like 3 hours, but we've only been live for like an hour and 38 minutes. Again, I appreciate all of you for tuning in. We have accumulated only 63 views this stream, which, again, I appreciate all of the support, but I will admit that that is very below average for our channel. Usually we average about 100 to 200 views a live stream, but I mean, I get that, you know, all the big names are live right now, and this is a very rural part of the country, so it's understandable. Some days are better, some days are not. But the most important part is that we are here, that we're live. Alright, looks like they have extended that tornado warning here to include Miami. It is no longer on the ground, so we no longer do have a tornado in progress. But we do still have some significant rotation approaching Miami, Texas. So if you're in this area, make sure you're staying in your safe spot. Gosh, they reissued the large apple-sized destructive. That is insane. So, the storm is still likely capable of producing hail up to 3 inches in diameter there. With that pixel of 70 dBz's. If anything, it looks like it's been strengthening over the past couple scans. Alright, let me check up on stream chat here. I mean, yeah, but I've been live for since October, so that's October, November, December, that's 3, January, February, March, April. I mean, this is about 7 or 8 months of being live, so. We do have a report of 2-inch hail near Spearman, Texas. This is north of Holt, and as a result, they have upgraded the storm to lime-size hail, so. We also are expecting a significant severe weather, likely a severe weather outbreak to unfold on Monday of next week here, as we do have a 30% risk for severe weather day 5 here, including portions of southern Minnesota down through most of Iowa and portions of northern Missouri and far northeastern Kansas there. So we will continue to monitor the latest model trends with this event, but it is looking like this is going to be a pretty significant severe weather and possibly even a tornado outbreak. So obviously we'll get more details and information as we get closer to the kind of timeline of this event. But you can see surrounding areas are also including this 15% risk in the yellow shade there. And then our day 6 risk also does include portions of southern Michigan all the way through the Ohio Valley, lower Midwest, and into portions of northern Texas there. So a couple more rounds of severe weather are on the horizon here. So we're not done. But it also looks like we have another marginal risk for severe weather across portions of, again, the Texas Panhandle and western Oklahoma. This is like the 5th day in a row of the same area being under the gun, but you can see wind and hail both have a 5% risk. And then more of the same here on day 3, as we have another marginal risk, including portions of the Texas Panhandle and eastern New Mexico. But the next big days look to be Monday and Tuesday there. So and our tornado is back on the ground here near Verbena, Texas. So tornado is in progress, approaching Highway 380. Let's see, this is weather spotters confirmed. And the hail core is back up to 73 dBZs. So this is likely maintaining that softball size hail. Which again, that's insane. Still very significant rotation approaching Miami, Texas, and that tornado is back on the ground. So, yeah, that's definitely something to be concerned about here. Again, gate-to-gate shear is starting to rapidly increase. This is far away from the radar site, but still worth noting here. So we have about 59 against 63, so let's see if I can math. That is, I want to say 115 gate shear, something around that. So we now do have 2 tornadoes on the ground in Texas. And rotation is starting to pick up as well, back here near Verbena. Alright, I do think though, I think I'm going to end off stream here. I appreciate all of you for tuning in again, you know, not the most successful stream, but all the support helps. So again, I appreciate all of you for tuning in, and that's pretty much it. So thank you for coming to watch. See you guys